Okay, what are we doing again?
Not very.
Oh, okay, right. So skipping over the stuff we did last time, you recreate the mesh, cut it out on paper and put it back onto foam, except this time I actually have videos of me making this part and actually putting it together. I know, right? Crazy! If you're wondering, the main type of glue I am using to stick it all together is contact cement. And you may not be able to see it, but I am absolutely wearing a respirator, just not wearing gloves.
So I officially have two halves.
And now we're finally putting it together, which is actually such a big moment because it's the first time of 4 iterations we are going to put the two halves together and actually check its fit. I know, I probably should have done it earlier.
So as you may be able to tell, I have finished, the first time I finished a full helmet. She is quite big. And to fully see how it all comes together, I make its mask. Since the heat goes into this thick part here, that's 2 4 mils, I believe. These 2 pieces there and there, they're gonna hold its shape the strongest, but the rest of it should be pretty on point. I've run out of it now, so this is pretty much my only attempt.
Now the reason that I put in so much time into this helmet is because I thoroughly believe that the helmet can make or break the costume. This is the 4th iteration and I'm gonna spoil it now, it is the last one that I make because I start putting details on it and I get way too into it. There's a very realistic chance that, you know, it doesn't fit and I will remake it in a later stage, but for now this is the helmet that we're gonna go with and soon we're gonna add some awesome details to it.
Okay, first, it's almost 4 hours in. I have no idea if it's going good or not. We'll just have to wait and see. Though the helmet may seem done, there are still a couple of problems with it. Key one being, there's no back to it. And currently it is incredibly lopsided in its shape. I have to build this back pattern by hand. Based off of this, I think, is the best image I have of the back of it. I think it'll be best if I make this one out of paper. It should solve both problems at once, of it being lopsided and filling in the back. But, you know what, we'll see. We'll see.
So by now you guys know the program. This time I just drew it on paper and kind of got the rough shape I like. Sat on the floor to draw it all out, cut it all out of foam, then I heat shape to make sure it's the right shape, and stick it on with cement glue. Yeah.
So here's what it looks like with the back on. It is actually so much better symmetrical wise. 2 key problems with the symmetry still is pretty much in the bending of this part here, because if you look at it straight on, it's quite square. Which is okay when you put the mask with it. Hang on, where's the mask? Still needs to be curved a bit more to try and match that mask. Otherwise, the second problem is definitely this chore part down here.
So I ended up just designing another piece, kept it symmetrical with tape, and then just applied it to the bottom 45-degree cuts, and it looks awesome, actually. It keeps the jaw shape nicely, and it makes the rest of the helmet look good. To keep the actual mask to the rest of the helmet, I've decided to use some neodymium magnets that I'll be able to hide beneath just some tape or just a thin layer of foam clay or something to keep it from falling out in the actual helmet. There's a slight problem of doing it this early in the process though, in the fact that they are susceptible to heat. And the next time you just randomly come up to a person and say, here's a fun fact, I got you. Naturally made magnetics have a thing called magnetic domains. These magnetic domains all kind of naturally align in the same direction. This means it increases its magnetic field and therefore its force, how much you can, attract to another magnet. So when you heat it, you actually begin to move their alignment. You reduce how much the domains begin to align and reduce how much. And when the domains no longer align, it doesn't reinforce each other and it smells. I don't think I'm sorry, I will stop. fashioned together a small cardboard mechanism. Basically acts as two hinges together so that the mask can move up and down whenever it's pulled. And later I'll be able to take it apart, measure each of the parts, and then put it back together in onshape, where I can fully flesh out the ideas and make it more accurate so that I can add servos and other electronics later.
This is what every prototype has. Oh, that's so cool. Can can't do this with one hand. It will be much easier, I promise. And this is only the cardboard version. Imagine what happens when I fully flesh it out and like make it good on onshape and I 3D print it, and then it's gonna look awesome. Like, yeah. Oh. So I've taken this back out of the helmet again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it apart, measure it, refine it a little bit. I might reuse some of these pieces that I have from some previous failed 3D prints. And we're going to see if we can remake it on onshape and then reprint it to fit these two SG90 servos. Yeah.
For those that don't know, onshape is a CAD software. CAD stands for Computer Aided Design, and it's used in much more professional settings because of how accurate it is down to its detail. Everything you make is based off of measurements and dimensions like these, and usually you have to be connecting it to certain places so it has places of reference, and it's a little bit complicated, admittedly. But essentially, you just make the basic shapes and you extrude them out to, add or take away from these shapes, and you begin to make some feasible parts. Now these parts can be easily transferred over to the 3D printer and then 3D printed.
Meanwhile,
alright, this is all clean. I'm going to start welding the helmet.
Moving on to one of the favorite details I know absolutely no one's going to see, I'm starting to make fake welding out of cork. You can see in a lot of reference images that throughout the show and some of the comics, these helmets have definitely just been clumsily welded together in a garage. It's a really nice part of the story to show an ingenuity of using different parts and using what you have, but it's works, and I want to add those details too because I feel they're very important, and it adds to what cosplayers do too. Also, what's even better is the fact that I am actually a certified welder. I've been welding for about 2 years, specifically on a MIG machine, so I wanted to try and bring those skills into cosplay, and cork was the closest way how, even though cork is much harder, I've discovered.
And then this is my new way of doing it. As a welder, I'd say that's shit. As a cosplayer, that ain't half bad.
Yeah, to be honest, it does look really good. It's a lot better than a lot of welding you'll see in other cosplays, and it's something that's very different. And I know we seem to be on a roll, but honestly, this is where I'll end the video today. I haven't painted it or actually put in the electronics yet, simply because I don't have an airbrush, which I'm going to use to paint it, and I don't know how to do the electronics yet, so feels like a good place to stop. And I'm actually already midway through the chest plate, and so I'm just going to do that. Yeah. Feedback would be appreciated. Please tell me in the comments how it looks.